Hello and welcome to ERF1 as I completely pressed the wrong button. God, you can tell I'm on my own tonight, can't you? I've been abandoned by Mr. Austin as I press all the wrong buttons, do all the wrong things. We sat here in silence for like an hour, waiting for everyone to join. But welcome to ERF1, it is Monday, and we're in Hungary, and I'm going to say the worst joke. Are you hungry for some racing? There we go, I can leave. I can leave before it's even begun. So I hope everyone's good. Yeah, sorry. I hope everyone's good. Just wondering why it's taking so long to get into the lobby, because normally by now we'd be in and don't normally get like a weird countdown. But I hope everyone's good. I haven't rambled to myself and had to speak to myself for like well over a year, so it's gonna feel weird that I just have to speak to myself and talk about nothing. But we have 20 people in tonight, so big thank you to everyone who has turned up. The big announcement is that Itchy Growler is now the strap-on. That's just so everyone knows. The great names continue. But while we see no rain, Mr. F1 Adam has said there's no rain, which we don't like to see. It gets us out quicker if there is no rain. But we do like to see some rain. While everyone is sorting their setups and stuff, we will hit the previous standings tab, and we will see after Messiah's win last week, he has now taken his points tally to over 300, and M. Dorling and Emil are literally neck and neck, 261 and 260. So again, a lot of points to play for. The top 7 they're all taking points last week. And next week we've got a sprint, so again, even more points to take as well. So it's all coming thick and fast. Lots of points to come, lots of points on offer, and also the constructor standings. I think the kicks now leading it. Until I do the graphics, but then completely forget about everything like instantly. As we'll try and figure out who went out first. It's normally, or it's not for a change. Normally it's Smart Pleasure is the one that goes out first, but it is Messiah. Oh no, it is Smart Pleasure. Ignore that. It is Smart Pleasure. We watched Messiah though, second car out. It's unlike him to go out so quickly. The real question is, did Smash get the memo and change his livery to pink? Is everyone ready? Is everyone ready? Oh, it's still in the pits. We'll check in a second. Did Smash change his car to pink? Will they match this week? But no, hope everyone is good. These weeks are going by thick and fast. We're already at round 12. Hungaroring is one of my favourite tracks. I do like it. There was a lot of talk in Discord earlier about people saying they don't really like the track as much. But hey, everyone's got their preferences. People love Spa, and I don't. So whenever we see Smash go out, we need to see if he's changed. But yeah, big shout out to the people that have come in today to help fill seats. We've got Revival, who is in the Ferrari. We've got Card Elf, back from after making the debut last week in the Alpine. Obviously the strap-on has changed. It's a name change, so is a full-time driver. McHarry is in the Alpine as well. Thank you, McHarry, jumping in. And I want to say there's one other, and I've completely blanked. Mr. Potato Aim. Sorry, it's because I'm so used to seeing Mr. Potato Aim as a full-time driver. It's so weird to see him as a reserve. But Mr. Potato Aim is in the Haas. So thank you to the 4 people that have helped us fill the grid today. It's always nice to see people helping the teams out, because that's the one thing we want. We want every team to be able to have the opportunity to get points. Whether you make it over the line is one thing. As Messiah goes for a big slide then round that corner, which again won't really matter at the moment. The other news is that Duke's finally made it in. I think he's missed the last 2 weeks due to have no electricity. So it's good to see Duke back in. Hopefully, I don't want to jinx it. I'm touching all the wood I can find. That he doesn't disconnect halfway through the race or something, because I think Canada was the last time we saw him on track, and he ended up disconnecting halfway through. So we want to see him get some points on the board. I think he's been stuck on 113 points for a while. As Messiah does go pole of a 115.7. We'll see what that puts him. Over a second from Schmidty. The big one is where is he? Antonio. He has a quali ban, so he's allowed to put his setup on. Then has to go out, then go back in and retire. So unfortunately, first driver this season to accumulate 6 penalty points, and therefore has a qualifying ban. So he should be going into the pits now and retiring as he goes round. Antonio, hate to break to you, you have a quali ban. Did someone give him a message? I'm going to have to message him, aren't I? And say quali ban. As he goes for a 143. Unless he's slowed down like crazy, but he's not meant to put a time in. Let me message him. I actually need to message him because yeah, that should put him last, obviously, but he shouldn't be going out at all. He should be going back in, not putting time in. So Duke does go pole with that. He actually puts quite a bit of time on Messiah. I have seen Smash has gone out. I've just been holding off to see if he's in pink, and he isn't. He isn't. He's ruined it. He's ruined it again. How dare you, Smash? At least be pink. Right. So Antonio should now go in and retire. 143 should be enough to make him start at the back of the grid, unless there's a disqualification. But with a quali ban, he shouldn't be qualifying at all. That's all I'm saying. As Emil's everyone going to keep an eye on. Mr. Dorling is put himself in a 115.8. And then obviously you got the strap on. What a brilliant name. Oh, as Emil goes for, Too Fast, Too Furious. Oh no, wait, no, it's the third one, Tokyo Drift. Big old drift. And we'll watch Smash go through. So, F1 Adams down in 10th, Smash is in 12th. Although, yeah, so that was the end of his lap. Sorry, I always forget that sorry, that the start-finish line is actually quite far down. There's so many tracks where it happens quite. It's quite an early line. So, how you doing, Schmitty? How you doing? Usain said, I'm taking a detour when I go to South Africa next month to just pull the plug on Duke's power. You don't need to. He'll do it himself. So, yeah. So, again, this is the part that no one really cares for, right? No one really cares for quali. Next week, we're in the Netherlands, and we've got one-shot qualis and sprints, and we can bypass this part. Because we know who's realistically going to be up there. It's going to be Messiah. It's going to be the Duke. Mine was a rubbish lap. As in 10th, we've got Cardelf going out. On an out lap, so we've got other people coming back out, trying to push their times up. And then you've got all the cars at the bottom all going out on out laps. Revival probably cut a corner or two to make up some time. McCarry and Flip. I say Flip's been consistent. He's been there every week. He's getting the points in, but he's got a bit of a gap in the standings, I think, to Black Lab, who's ahead of him. So he needs to hope for a couple more finishes in the top 5 or 6. I think it goes like what, is that 186 to then 143? So yeah, he's got a big old gap to catch. Right, so as Flip starts his lap, I'm about to ride on board of Flip. There you go, Flip. We'll ride on board of you. We'll do an on-board lap. Again, really do like the Hungaroring. I think it's a decent track. Needs to get out of the way of. I think that was an Alpine. Probably McCarry. McCarry loves doing that kind of thing. You've got to be so careful on some of these corners. They can just take you for a spin so easily. You can touch a curb and that's it. You can go. So. Yeah, you just got to be careful, and again with that chicane there as well, you've got to be careful that how many people are going to go straight over it. That's the real question, especially like lap 1 when everyone's bunched together. I'm just hoping that we can have a nice race. I don't want to see too many gaps opening up like previous, as Flip luckily there to not invalidate his lap. It sounds, to be fair, it does sound like a lawnmower. What a track name. According to Google, translate Hungaroring means hoop ring. As I think too much pressure on Flip then, he's gone into the pits. So, still a few cars to put times in. We got Smart Pleasure, Flip who's gone back in. So Duke's on out lap. We got we've got M. Dawn as Schmidty goes up to 4th. Schmidty last week qualified 3rd and then finished the race in like 12th. He had a really, really rough race, but had a really good quali. As we say about Schmidty every week, it's such like he's so hit or miss. He can have a really good quali or really bad quali. There's like no in between. As the Dorling purples the first sector, then invalidates. So not what you want to see. Cardelf has got up to 6th, which is really good lap. I think Cardelf last week made a debut and started at the back with, I think it was RKA, and they kind of like travelled up together. Finished around 12th, I think it was, or at least around the middle of the pack. So hopefully Cardelf can have a better race today, and the Alpines need it. The Alpines got 200 points they're on, but again, everyone's here this week, as in like everyone's got a seat. So there's points for everybody. The Ferraris need to start making it up again, and yeah, and the Alpines, they've been pretty poor all season. Again, this is 2 weeks in a row where they don't have either of their like main drivers, which is not a good look. Black Labs in 8th. Hasn't really worked out well for him since his win in the sprint race in Imola. I think he's had maybe one podium since, as he invalidates again. Same, it's at the same corner, so M. Dawn invalidated on. So hopefully we can see Black Lab pick it up a little bit. As Revival gone 13th, and Flip confused himself and thinks he's got the quali ban. So good. Hey Schmitty, this isn't a quali ban. You put a time in. That's qualifying to me, even if it is last. This is definitely my worst track. Wait, you're up in 6th. I wouldn't say it's the worst track. You're definitely doing good enough for a good quali. It's obviously it's maintaining it through the laps, isn't it? I won't lie. I don't even actually know how many laps Hungaroring is. Is it like 30, 28, 31? I don't. Won't lie. Don't know. It's one of the ones I don't know. As soon as I said that, he goes out. Yeah, he heard you. He's like, wait, I don't have a quali ban? Off I go. Right, so Duke's put a really good time in it, and I think Messiah's going to have a bit of work here to overtake it. But when he put that time in, we saw him go for a bit of a slide, so there is a time for him to make up. This is my worst track. Where are you, McCarry? 17th. Could be worse. Oh, look how close that was. I was watching the timer on the right-hand side, and I honestly thought he was going to get into the 114s. It looked like 35 laps. Well, okay, it's such a bit more for. I thought it would be like 32. I thought he was going to go into the 114s then, but a 1:15.276. He's so close to that pole time. And again, Duke will want it. Duke will want that pole time. He needs all the points he can get. As Emil goes purple second sector. Does he have enough to put himself in the mix? In the mixer. Obviously, we haven't seen his first one. Oof, a little bit wide. Is this your worst host? I might ride it as well. As he comes around the corner, where will Emil put the car? From 10th to 4th. He's put himself in there. Again, we know Emil has quite good race pace to keep up with, like keeping that front pack. So hopefully he can be there again. He's 1 point behind M. Dorling in the standings. It's for that fight for second. But again, they both got to help each other to try and catch Messiah. So Verstappen, again, what a brilliant name. I'm surprised that I'm surprised it hasn't been taken, but then his name's Verstappen 53. So you're telling me there's 52 other Verstappens. Right, so purple second sector for Verstappen. Will he improve? Will he go above Schmidty? Will he go above Emil? Will he put himself into the 115s and into the conversation? As he does go into the 160. He goes up to 5th. He does go up in place. Again, that timer, it looks like it makes it look like you're going to get into like the second above where you actually are, because it's just so far down. Right, Flip into 12th with his teammate in 13th, and Harry for president out in 17th, currently on a 119.1. Can he improve? That's the real question. There's not many cars out at the moment with just under 4 minutes to go. I guess everyone's going to be waiting for that time where they all pile out at the same time. Oh, as Harry for President goes for a grass cutting manoeuvre. He heard that they haven't been paying their bills and the grass needs cutting. So he went for a big old slide. I wonder if he's going to improve his time even with that. Right, so McCarry's out on us. Oh, he's struggling. Even he wants to cut the grass as well. Oh, he goes off. McCarry wasn't lying, was he, when he said this is my worst track? It's like watching Bambi on ice. Yeah, we'll go to Bobinator. Let's see what Bobinator's doing. Currently 118.3. I'm about to go full Bottas into turn 1. Nah, that's the way. That is the way to do it. Right, so Bobinator, 15th. Can he improve? He got to 14th. He goes above his teammate. So it's McLaren, Ferrari. This is F1 25, not the iconic mowing the lawn simulator. I think they've got it confused. Right, so I was going to say can Schmidty improve, but he's actually going back in. So we've got Black Lab out on a lap. Again, not many people, but this is where we'll start seeing people come out to do their last lap as the clock ticks closer to the 2 minute mark. 2 minute warning. Hit the ad brake. Right, so Black Lab currently down 9th. Hopefully he can push himself up there a bit higher. But he is in the 117s, and there's nearly a full second to get himself to 6th. So I think it might be a bit of an ask to push him that high up. As we see the outlap appear on quite a lot of cars, everyone's going to start filing out. It's just having enough room to try and do something with someone in front of you. As we've got a yellow flag for a slow moving kick. I think that is F1 Adam moving out the way of people because the middle is in the pits. So Black Lab coming around the last corner. Where will he put it? Can he go into the 116s? He can. He pushes himself to 7th. So again, it's going to be a big ask to try and find a second, but he found enough to move himself up at least 2 positions. With Sheepy Kev going past and then start his lap. Potato Aim is out as well. And F1 Adam. I think F1 Adam just knows he's got some space behind him. I think he's just trying to open it up a little bit so he can have a full run. As we will follow Mr. Potato Aim around with Kev right behind him. So the 2 Hasses. Again, it's trying to work out who's going to be going through first with this time. Especially when it keeps saying yellow flag. I wish they'd put the timer somewhere else so that you could see the time when the yellow flag comes up. Because we have 30 seconds. There's a purple second sector. I don't want to be that guy. I think the second sector is quite slow because it seems that everybody's getting it, or again, always glitched. The amount of glitches you've seen this in the past. Right, 15 seconds. I think if Potato Man wanted to, he could probably get another lap in here. He won't. But will he put it above 10th? He won't. And then it's Sheepy Kev. Says he's 0.6 up on his time. Can he do enough to push himself up the order from 9th to 7th? He will go up 2 places. And they're trying to work out who's coming through next. As it isn't Messiah. By the time I find who it is, it's Cardelf, who will stay 9th. Then is it Duke? It is Duke. Will he improve? He won't improve his time. But it's enough to stay on pole before Messiah gets here. And then we've got... Wait a minute, we've got F1... Sorry, we've got Flip, who's currently 14th. Will stay 14th. Then Jamie will stay 15th. And then... M. Dorling is on his way. I'm trying to see where Messiah is. He is coming. M. Dorling, currently in 3rd. Can he push it any higher? He's got a lot of work to do to get it onto pole, though. And he'll stay 3rd. I do apologise to the cars going through it in front, F1 Adam and whoever that blue car is. Smash. Who Smash goes 11th. F1 Adam goes through 13th. Camera side, put it on pole. He can't. He does improve though by the slightest amount, but it's not enough. And that's it. That's your qualifying done. Wow. The fact that he went up like 0.001 was incredible. Just for you, I stayed 11th. Wow, that was crazy. So Carlisle got pushed down to 10th. Flip starting all the way down to 14th, especially with Adam as well, down to 13th. And I'll see Antonio at the back because of his quali bad. But Duke will take the bonus point and the pole in Hungary. Crazy. I feel like we just need a quali that's just like the last 3 or 4 minutes. You don't need the full 20 minutes. Just give me like the last 3 minutes. That's what I need as a quali. Something that's more than a one shot, but something's just that kind of like tension at the end. So 3 drivers got into the 115s, and obviously, well, 3 of the 4 are the people who are in the top 3 of the standings. So we will hit Oost's ups and downs. He isn't here this week, but he is in the chat, so he can try and you know, predict who will be going up, who will be going down, add to his score. That's the real question. Harry says, if this was Spa, it would have been better for me. Well, that was last week, and you weren't here. So, next week's the Netherlands, if that does anything for you. Right, so, Oost's ups and downs. Right, so Oost's ups and downs. This is where Oostin has to pick one driver in the bottom 10 to finish in the top 8. That's his up. And one driver in the top 10 to finish in the bottom 10. It's a little bit confusing, but it's enough to try and make it interesting. So we'll see what he says in the chat when he sees the list of drivers. As everyone will be doing their formation lap, he can pick his ups and downs. It just gives us a game to keep tabs on people, and also you can play as well. You can play at home if you want to pick your ups and downs. We can pick F1 Adam to go up because he's so low, and we can pick Schmidty to go down because Schmidty says, I vote that I can only be voted up or down for every second race. It's true. I think sometimes, Schmidty, you're an easy pick because you love a time penalty. So you can easily go from like 5th or 6th to like 13th. Alright, here we go. I'll be leading by turn 1. Hey, F1 Adam, if your short series isn't anything to go by, the amount of times you mean slam it down, like dive bomb down turn 1. Right. Also, literally everyone is on the mediums apart from Revival and Antonio. That is wild. Right, so Oostin's ups and downs. Oostin said he wants Smash to go up, so from 11th he has to finish in the top 8. As he gets qualified Revival. And he wants Mr. Tater Tots, Mr. Potato Wayne, who's in 9th, to finish in the bottom 10. So you can either be 13, 15 today, you could be 11, 17, or you could be 12, 16 for Oost's ups and downs. So Smash to go up, Smash to finish in the top 8, Mr. Wayne to finish in the bottom 10. So that's one thing to keep an eye on. If anyone wants to put theirs in, I'm going to say Flip to go up and the strap-on to go down. I have no idea. I've only seen the strap-on or each Growler race like once, so that's the only reason I'm saying it. Right, let's turn this off because last time when we were in Silverstone, I forgot to turn it off for like 5 laps. But I am surprised that pretty much everyone is running the same tyres. I think it's the first time we've seen it this season where This was the first time this season we've seen like people pick the same tyre. The majority pick the same tyre. So this is wild. But anyway, lap 16 to 18, mediums to hards. So we got ages. I know it's obviously a quite quick lap, but 16 to 18, that is quite a while for the mediums to run. We've seen recently like them go about 10 laps and got to change. As Antonio will bring up. Here you go, here's something for you. Antonio finishes last because of a quali ban. Where does he finish? Let's put that in the chat. I reckon he's going to finish 6th. That's what I reckon. Anyway, the lights are going on. They're holding them for ages. The lights are off for 35 laps of Hungary as we get underway. It doesn't give us the best camera angle. As there we go. Finally, as Messiah got ahead of Duke pretty easily then, and sticks it in front of him. As Dorling gets through as well. So Messiah's already made the big moves, and we have a lot of movement up and down. As Flip's already up to 9th. Hopefully everyone can keep it clean. And Antonio from 20th to 13th just on the start. As he moves it up to 12th. What an absolute start. For Antonio, who moves up like 8 positions in a couple of corners. As Cardelf coming down 20th. I didn't see what happened, I won't lie. So do apologise. As Schmitty goes. Did he go round? He got caught. It's so hard to keep tabs of everything here, where everyone's so close together. As much as I don't want people to open up, and the gaps to open up, it is easy to keep tabs on people. But we've got Verstappen as well. Started in like 5th, down in 14th. So something must have happened. To be fair, I did say Verstappen would finish in the bottom 10, so maybe I was the reason. As Revival, down in 20th, what's happened? Is it coming together with his teammate? Both of the Ferraris at the back. And they'll both go in. They're going to double stack this early. Oh, it's probably nearly hits the wall. But both of the Ferraris are double stack. Did they hit each other? Oh, I'm so confused on what happened. Anyway, back to the front. Messiah is leading this race. With M. Dorling behind, Duke, Emil, and then you've got Sheepy Kev and Black Lab, who's made up some position, which is good to see as well. I want to see Black Lab getting back on that podium. Potato Aim up in 7th. Schmitty's lost positions, but again, no disrespect to Schmitty. That's sometimes the norm when he qualifies so high. Flip in 9th, ERF1 in 10th. Smash still in 11th, just so you're keeping tabs of loose ups and downs. And then Antonio in 12th, and he's on the hards as well, so he's one of the 2 drivers that's running a different strategy for tyres. So he could be going even longer into this race. We'll have to see what happens with him, but as that happened, Smash went down to 14th. He ended up losing a few places then, which we don't want to see. And Revival finally makes it out. Revival is so far behind. I feel like the Ferraris could be getting lapped sometime soon. Because again, it is a quick lap. As Duke has made it to 2nd, but it has opened up with like a 2-second gap, and you've got to be really careful here. If you open up too much of a gap to Messiah, he will just punish you and he will just disappear down the road. So you've got these guys behind have got to try and work together, especially when DRS is, I guess, now available. I'm trying to figure out where the DRS spots are. They're not really that great of spots. That one is in sector 3. You just don't get enough time. As some of the gaps are starting to open. So we've got Schmitty, Tetaway, Black Lab, and there's a bit of a gap over to Sheepy Kev ahead. Flip, Adam. Antonio again, the big mover, started in 20th. What an incredible start. Alright, then you got. How many times do I say Verstappen in one stream? As Revival goes back in again, and he's back out again. Great. And he now has Messiah right behind him. It's going to be a miserable day for Revival, who had to pit again. Now Messiah can already see him. So again, these gaps are opening. It's already like 1.2 seconds between second and third. We'll be starting to retire. Yeah, I thought he was going in to retire. So yeah, I was a bit confused when he came back out again. But again, like, he's already so far behind. And the one, do you know what we haven't really seen like much this season? We really haven't seen many safety cars. And even if a safety car comes out and he's been lapped, he can get stuck in the pack and it'll just ruin his race. But again, we haven't really seen a safety car this season either. It's been quite a decent season for driving standards. If you go back and watch the very first race of the season, it was horrendous. I honestly thought, why are we doing this? It's going to be like an absolute car crash every week. But from round 2, it's been, you know, really, really good. You know, things happen, accidents happen, but I don't think anyone's been too like crazy. So yeah. See what happens. And Potato Aim gets past Black Lab. What a move from Potato Aim. Get himself up to 6th. It's not looking good for Houston though. Right, so where's Schmidty at? Schmidty's in 11th. Again, he's on a completely different tyre strategy as well, so this could come to help him. He's right behind F1 Adam. Again, there's not a lot of places in this track that are really good to overtake. Ain't that the truth, Goose? The hardest part is trying to get a full grid every week. Alright, gaps are opening though. We've got Emil to M. Dorling, but M. Dorling to Duke is now 2.4 seconds, so already opening. We've got a car round, it's Smash. He's on the move again, but something happened. He has his wing, that's what matters, right? And with that, Harry for president is behind. And Max was strap on. No wing, back down to 17th. So maybe he had an accident with Smash? Maybe that was maybe that was the blue car that I saw. But not good for who knows? Who knows? I didn't see up, unfortunately, which is a shame. Somehow Revival still hasn't been lapped. So fair play to him. As Duke has brought that time down, it's now just over a second. He is keeping Messiah there. That's what we like to see. We don't want to see someone just running away with it. And this is what we should have had in Canada before Duke had his issues and unfortunately had to retire from the race. But he's kept him under a second. So hopefully he'll go into that start-finish and he'll get a chance to try to overtake him. That's what we want to see. As Smart Pleasure picks up the first time penalty of the evening. Right, so Duke gets DRS. Before we know it, it's over, but it gets another one right here. Sometimes just getting out of that corner. He does have a strap on. I've said it too many times already. I agree, Houston. These guys, though, have now opened up a near 3-second gap to M. Dorling. And they're also starting to catch Revival in the Ferrari. So you've got two Hasses together. We've got Black Lab, Schmidty, Antonio now up to 9th, making absolute moves. Fair play to him. Started in 20th. We've got Flip in 10th. Then F1 Adam. Do it again. Bit of a gap's opened. Cardelf. Jamie, Smash. Harry President, McHarry. These guys are still going, so good to see. He's probably lost part of his wing. He has. Bobinator has lost part of his wing. It is not going well in the Ferrari camp. Maybe a dark day for the Ferraris here. As Duke gets right up to the back of Messiah. He'll get another DRS zone here. I don't think it'll be enough by the time he gets going. It's like you have to do it on the start finish, or just not. No, you can't do it at all. It's such a shame. But we're already 8 laps in. Yeah, they are moving thick and fast, these laps. Was it 16 to 18, the medium runners to hards? Ups and downs, literally just what drive predictions kind of get wrong each week. As Potato Aim is riding high in 6th, looking good. He is about 2.5 seconds down his teammate and has a black lab right behind him. But yeah, looking good for Potato Aim. On that note, this time's coming down. The Duke to M. Dorling. M. Dorling bring it down to 2 seconds. And Emil's still there. Again, Emil knows that they just got to kind of ride together. There's no point in battling. They've got to work together to drag them back into this fight. Right, we'll go on board with Duke, who's right behind this time. He should get it done this time, surely. As DRS activated. And there he goes, as Verstappen gets a 3-second time penalty. Messiah is going to go for the switchback, but it's not going to work. And with that, surely that should bring the time down a little bit for M. Dorling and Emil. And yep, under the 2-second mark. And somehow, Revival still hasn't been lapped. I'm actually impressed. Right. Oh, try pressing the button as Cardelf goes in onto the hards. And Verstappen retires. That's such a shame. I'd like to know how he lost his wing though. Did he come together with Smash because he was over the side of the track? I'd be curious to see if it was because of Smash. This might spit Verstappen's car back onto the track, but obviously did retire in the pits, so that's not like an issue. It's the game issue, not a them issue. Right, so has Messiah got anything he can do to come back at Duke? Saying that M. Dorling now 1.4 seconds behind. Bit of a slide. Is it going to keep the door open for Duke? Duke will go back past. Oh, maybe not. Not so easily. The Duke gets the inside and then he'll cut off Messiah. And again, this opens the door as well. It's now down to 1.2 seconds. As Emil follows through as well. Again, this has opened up a big gap by the 5th, unfortunately. It's now 7.6 seconds. Cheapy Kev's like in a battle on his own. Black Lab still stuck behind. Oh, Potato Aim gets a 3-second time penalty. That could come back to haunt him. There you go, Houston. There's one for you. Could come back to haunt him as Antonio up to 8th. He's having again really good drive. M. Dorling 0.8 seconds behind Messiah. This could open up a 4-way. Because that time's now gone to 8 seconds behind them. 8.2 seconds, it was 7.6 a minute ago. And here we go. I kind of want to keep an eye on Messiah here, who was going to go for it, backed out, and there you go, M. Dorling. Now he's right on the back of them. Love to see a nice little battle top 4. 100%. We always want to see battles at the top. You know, it's dull when one person just runs away with it. So we always want to see something going on, and it's quite nice to have this little battle with 4 drivers. and it's also good for the constructors. At the moment, I think the kicks are still at the top. I keep saying this, I haven't actually looked. Okay, it'll come by in a second. There it goes. Oh, the Racing Bulls are on top by what, 6 points? And to the kicks. So the Racing Bulls. Oh no, as Revival leaves the session, that's gonna get him. That's gonna get him lapped most likely, because it will put his car down to 60 AI. Hey, that gap's opened up again. It's now gone back to 2 seconds. So feels like Dorlin couldn't keep up or something. Dropped off a little bit. Smart Pleasure picks up another time penalty. But again, at the moment, Smart Pleasure just... Wait, did you just pick up 2 back to back? Oh, wrong button, sorry. Probably. I'm going a bit crazy. Did you pick up... No, he picked up 1. It looked like it flicked up twice. I said about lap 16 feeling like crazy. I feel like lap 16 is, you know, an age away, but you know, we're already on lap 12. Endorling and Emil kind of dropped off this pack, the front 2 again. They need to try and get back in. I need to message Revival really. 2 seconds, everybody. I'll message Revival. Oh, okay. So the strap-on had wheel issues, kept disconnecting. That's the reason for the crashes. It wasn't because of somebody on the track. So that's good to hear. It's good to hear it wasn't somebody on the track that was causing issues. It was wheel disconnections. Oh. As Messiah out of the 1 second range then. Not enough to get DRS. Will he get it on this one? I don't even know where the detection point is. He doesn't. So there we go. He was over a second when he hit the detection, and that, you know, that's helped Duke pull away a little bit. Which is wild. As Antonio gets up to 6th. He started in 20th, and he's moved up to 6th. He's got a 4-second gap to Sheepy Kev. You know what I mean? All it takes is, you know, the pit stops and stuff. Again, he's on the hard tyre here. He's going to move on to the mediums, which you'd expect to be quicker. He could do some damage here and realistically start bringing that tyre. It's a shame that his quali ban came now. He could have served it last week, but wasn't here. So maybe it would have been better to serve it in Spa than serve it here if you've got this kind of pace. But hey. You're still in 6th from starting 20th. It's not the end of the world. So Messiah now 1.4 seconds down, but we have seen Messiah do this quite a lot recently, where Messiah's been like out of it by, you know, a second or 2, and then as soon as they do their first pit stop or their only pit stop, he all of a sudden turns it on and disappears down the road. So I wouldn't count Messiah out just yet, as Bobinator gets past Smart Pleasures. We've also got Potato End going in, lap 13. There you go, Vival's rejoined. It's a shame he's going to be... He's been lapped now down to like 4th. So... He's been let down to about 4th, so he's still got a bit of clean air. So Potato End comes out again. Hopefully that time penalty doesn't screw him over. But we will keep tabs on this. What can Messiah do? Right, McCarry goes in. Since everyone's going quite earlier, they might have like burnt those tyres to a crisp. As he comes out on the mediums, was he a hard runner? Who's on the mediums? I feel they're not going to go the distance, right? 16 laps, 16 to 18. Take him 20. I guess you could take him to the end. They'll probably be burnt to a crisp, but we'll see what happens with those. And then, right, back to the top. Right, as M. Dorling has gone in for the hards. Again, everyone's gone in a lap or two. Again, undercut can sometimes be king. So he's gone for the undercut. Can he make it work? Shiba Kev goes in. Flip goes in. F1 Adam goes in. Make sure everyone gets in the right tyres on. You know, we've had it before where people haven't clicked the right button. As Endorling goes straight past Black Lab on those fresh, hard tyres. Which currently sees Antonio up in 4th, which is mad. Right, we've got a slow moving Mercedes, and that is Smart Pleasures getting lapped by Duke and Messiah. So, Duke goes in, Messiah goes in, so they're going in at the same time. I was curious if one was going to stay out longer or you know, overcut and that kind of stuff, but they're in. Emil goes in as well. Antonio's going to stay out. It started on the hards. We'll see what lap he goes in. And then here comes M. Dorlin. Duke is on his way out. As Antonio goes into first. And M. Dorling will get ahead of Messiah. The undercut worked. He made up like over 2 seconds because of the undercut. Absolutely incredible. Antonio is currently leading the race. And Emil, hopefully Emil, he's like 2.8 seconds down. You don't want him to lose touch to the front three. Absolutely wild. Alright, Schmidty right behind Shigi Kev. And then Cardel's done 7 laps on these hards, so I'm guessing he'll have to go in again at some point. People are making moves. What we want to see is this group at the front, and what can they do? As Duke is right behind Antonio. Again, 15 lap hards. They're going to be horrible. As yeah, Antonio just moved out of the way. That's probably sensible to keep yourself in the race. And then to move back in front of Messiah to get the corner. Yeah, you can see how much those new tyres are working compared to 16 lap hards. Kind of got past with ease. So lap 17 of 35. It's coming thick and fast. God, I don't know how I used to do this talking to myself because I feel like I'm going crazy. But at least we got a battle for the top. That's the upside, right? Touch wood, it stays like this. This is what we want to see. We want to see a battle for the win. We don't want someone just running away with it. For like, I think Messiah won a race by like 30 seconds. I think it was Silverstone because everyone like 2 stopped and he 1 stopped. So we want to see a battle for the win. As the next car to be lapped is, I think, most of problem here. It's Revival again. Revival is back in his car now, but Revival hasn't gone in, so they're back behind. As Emil gets past Antonio, and then Dorling goes wide. Messiah lost the car then. It didn't really give me a decent camera angle there. Smart Pleasure goes in and retires in the session, which is a shame to see. It is always points on the table, even if you go through at the end. But again, if he's got like rear wing damage or something, it might be too hard to keep control of. You just miss me and miss it. Yeah, I do. I miss having someone just to chat with and, you know, chat around and stuff with. Laugh at people's expense of crashing. So this has opened up a little bit here. So Duke first, and then a 1.1 second gap to Endorling, which means he's outside DRS. Then a 1.3 second gap to Messiah, which means he's outside of DRS. And then a 1.6 second gap to Emil, which means he's out of DRS. So this is going to be wild. Oh, ring damage, yeah, I thought so. That's a shame. They're kind of like evenly spread out, these cars. So, Antonio, 18 laps on these hards. Realistically, he could go in at the end of this lap and he'll get mediums to the end. So, if Antonio needs to pit this lap, I reckon. He'll keep himself competitive towards the end then, and probably could still, with, you know, quicker tyres, push himself for a top 5. As... What just happened? What happened to Duke? He just lost 3 places. He's lost a wing. He's lost a wing. He's had a crash. He has lost part of his front wing. I was too busy looking at Antonio. And the race leader has had a crash. That is wild. And that's not what you want to see when it was so close up top. That puts M. Dorling in first, but now Messiah is right behind in DRS range. Duke's going to have to go in. He hasn't got a choice. He can put on a set of mediums, though, to the end. As Cardelf gets a 3-second time penalty. For cutting corners. Right, Duke. Put some mediums on. And Antonio will go in to put some mediums on. As Messiah will attempt to get past. Ooh, it is feisty, and Revival goes in the pits and retires. I can understand why. He pit twice within the first 2 laps and was a sitting duck. So it's a shame. The Ferraris desperately need the points, so it is a shame. But it is what it is. So Duke now down in 11th, and he comes out side by side with F1 Adam. They just crash into each other. Right, so that yellow flag is Revival's car coming out and retiring because the game is stupid. So he did retire in the pits, so that's all good. It's a shame we've got now 3 DNFs. Bobinator, stay out and just take any points you can get because the Ferraris are desperate. So hopefully Duke will post the picture of his the video of his crash in the Discord later, because I'm curious to see how that happened. If you haven't already, please smash the like button on the stream, it means a lot. And I'm sure you already have, but if you haven't already, hit the sub button. And we've still got another 8 races left of this season, with next week's race in the Netherlands with a sprint. You know you want to see it. So Messiah is right behind. But again, the top 3 are now pushed quite far away. It's a 10-second gap from Sheepy Kev to Emil. Sheepy Kev must be like so bored on his own. As Potato has made his way back up to 5th. He does have that time penalty, which means Schmitty would overtake him even if he doesn't get past, just because of the time penalty. But again, even Black Lab, he's ended up back like 9 seconds down the road. So I guess it's because they've done like 10 laps on those hards and stuff. Most DNFs had a while, still no safety car. Yeah, well, to be fair, there's no safety car because I think everybody. Oh, McCarry's just DNF'd. Wait, did I miss that one? I think I was not paying attention. When did McCarry go? I guess it's in the pits because it says hards and 0 laps. So I guess he retired in the pits. I definitely completely missed it. I was reading the chat and looking at these guys. So sorry, McCarry, I didn't see you retire. But yeah, 4 cars, and I think everyone retired in the pits. That's why there's no. That's why I retired. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, everyone's retired in the pit. So yeah, that's why there's been no safety car. As Duke went on to a new set of hards, which I'm quite surprised because the mediums would have taken him to the end if he had another set. But Duke puts in the fastest lap, which he did get the pole as well. So fastest lap point is something we also have. Unlike F1, who got rid of it, we do keep the fastest lap point. So I guess you'll get another point that way, but the gaps are just so big. As Duke is behind Black Lab and Antonio. So Antonio currently in 7th. And I'm curious to see how much that time comes down to his teammate, because obviously Schmidt 11 lap hards, they're not going to the end. It's already gone down from 6.9 to 6.4 in just a couple of corners. So I'll be curious to see where Antonio can finish. I think I said 7th or 8th. I thought he'd finish. He's looking like he can finish about 5th if he keeps going this way. Might even push it to 4th if he can really put the work in. And you can see Duke is on a big recovery drive here. I'd be curious to see if Duke got taken off the track, and that's one of the reasons why. You know, we haven't seen it, so a ticket might go in. You know, all of a sudden, someone's taken someone off the track. About a minute ago. Yeah, I didn't see it. I won't lie. So Emil, let's ride on board with these front three. As Schmidt went into the pits, so he has put on a set of mediums and has come out in 11th. So a lot of work for Schmidt to do. Ups and Downs are both currently losing. If you wanted an update on that, with Smash in 14th and Potato Aim in 5th. Right, can Emil do enough to stay with these front three? Ooh, he nearly loses control then. Run on board with a pink racing ball of Messiah. We'll get a really good run on him Dorling. Will he make it work? He probably will there, yeah. The little slide from him Dorling stopped him from getting the switchback. And now they've just got to hope they can stay with him. And Duke puts in the fastest lap again. He's on a tear as he goes up to 7th. So, oh, Smash gets a freezing time penalty. I think that's cement as Cardelf retires. So that was a retirement on track. So that is a penalty points. If someone could write a ticket for me, I'd appreciate it. There's a retirement on track. Right. So down to 15 racers. Let's go back to the top. Where can Dorling do anything to keep up with Messiah? There's the DRS. And he's not going to make a move on this one. Thank you, Houston. Can Dorling do anything on the second DRS zone? He can't. He can get very close, but not enough to do anything. It's also made Emil drop a little bit further back, but now they're 14 seconds out of 4th. I feel like Chibi Kev's just in his own little zone here. Knows there's no point pushing it because the cars in front are too far ahead, and he's also 8 seconds ahead of 5th. So he's just like just doing his own thing. If he can finish 4th here, it's still really good. It's still a good chunk of points. Especially because he is right behind Flip on in the standings, and Flip's down in 9th, so he'll jump ahead of him for a bit. And Black Lab's down in 8th, so he'll claw Black Lab in a little bit as well. So yeah, again, just got to finish where you can finish. And that's the thing with every position being points. Even if you're down like 17th, just get it over the line. You know, those 3 or 4 points may move you up a position at the end, especially if you're like, you know, trying to have a battle with someone on track, you know, someone who's round where you are. Just got to take the points, especially with instructors. You know, people like Smash, for example, will get through. Racing Bulls will take the points, and so will Messiah. You know, F1 Adam and Emil, they'll both take points for the kicks. Both the Hasses are going to go through. Both the Astons will go through. Even both the Williams will go through. So, things to do. As this is where it's starting. Emil, 3.5 seconds behind Endorling. He's starting to fall behind. Messiah's struggling. Do you reckon? Do you reckon he's struggling? I don't think he is. I think he'll turn it on at some point. The Messiah. You know that Emil dropping off though as well because Kev's put a second on him. I know he's 13 seconds down the road, but I think Emil is struggling. And again, still a long way to go in this race. That DRS on that straight is so strong. And it's such a long straight, but it also feels like you need like a little bit extra to like fully make the most of it. I guess that's probably why they've got a DRS zone like on the second corner, like right away, so that you get a second chance at it. As Duke goes up to 5th, so Duke's on a recovery drive again. The times are so brutal here that I don't know if he'll have enough time to do anything special. He could catch Sheepy Kev here, in the sense of like his tyres are newer, and I think these lap 7 ones will go to the end easier than those lap 12 ones. I'm surprised that Antonio's dropped off a little bit, to be fair, but I feel like the mediums, once they hit a certain point, you know, people were lapping like lap 13, 14 on those mediums in the first stint. So, again, 7 laps, he should be, you know, another 7 laps on these, it'll be good. Has Endorling not considered launching doorknobs at the side mid-race? Well, like Mario Kart. I think he should. Right, anyway, these guys are about to come up to some back markers. They've got Smash and Harry right in front. So, they've got to be careful here. We're right on board so we can have a little gander at see how far the back markers are. They're just there around this, again, a tight section of this track as well. So not the best place to be catching up the cars that you need to lap. As Antonio goes up to 6th ahead of Mr. Potato Aim. But again, 14 lap hards from Potato Aim is tough. Houston, if Mr. Aim laps, if Mr. Aim hits because of those 14 lap hards, you may get one of your ups and downs. The thing here, if Messiah knows if he pushes his foot down as far as he can get DRS off of his teammate, because the detection marker's around here somewhere. Where's the line? It's like here. I'm going crazy. It's there. There you go. There's the detection line. So now he knows he's got DRS off his teammate. As M. Dorlin will take all the slipstream off his teammate as well, off of Messiah's teammate, and catapult himself towards him. But that really helped Messiah then. It gave him an extra lap of having DRS, which he would never normally get. And also they pushed themselves about a second ahead of Emil as well. Need to update Rara's card. Does she even check in, girl? To be fair, a lot of times I just message people personally now, like, please check in. So, yeah, that's more because I message people. So, this is going to be a big battle for first here. Emil is, again, nearly 5 seconds down the road, so I think he will, as it stands, take third. And as well as Duke's doing, don't know if he'll have enough time to really catch Sheepy Kev. And I think Antonio, although on those mediums, he's going to struggle to get back past Duke of all people. So again, Antonio started in 20th. I think he'd be happy if he finishes in 6th. So Uzin says Mr. won't pit. I think Mr. would be silly to pit. He's got a nice little gap on Black Lab, so I think even though his tyres start going off, I think you just throw the car through in 7th and hope for the best. Worst he can get is 9th if the other cars get close enough, and he takes his time penalty. So he's not going to drop into the bottom 10, which Flip is in 10th and F1 Adams in 11th. Not a good day in the office for either of these guys, especially because they are rivals as well. Again, the times between them is crazy. Then you've got Smash and Harry, who's currently cutting the... Hey, Houston. Speed in the pit lane. So everyone gets speed in the pit lane. Big 10 seconds. So M Dorling is over a second now to Messiah. Is it too little, too late with 5 laps to go? Is it just going to be Messiah putting the afterburners on as Duke gets a freezing time penalty? That's huge. That could be huge for Antonio if he can get his foot down. Again, 10 lap mediums. This is the part when they start going over the edge, over the hill. So that's a shame. Right, so Duke is now 2.5 seconds behind Sheepy Kev. If only he didn't get that freezing time penalty, because now he's got to get past him and put 3 seconds on him. You can hear in the background there, F1, Harry present in the pit lane. He goes really far over. Did he just take Jamie's wing off doing that? It looked like something exploded, and he's only got part of a wing. And fair play to Bobinator. He's 40 seconds behind 14th. He's still going. He knows that it's points on the board if he keeps going. And with that, Mr. Dorling is now 2.7 seconds, 2.8 seconds behind Messiah, and I think that's going to be game over. I think it's going to be enough for Messiah to walk away with the victory this week. As he starts to put one hand on the trophy at this rate. He's becoming untouchable. Right, Emil will go in. He must be struggling on those. Ooh. Slams the brakes on. He must be struggling on these hards. Get in, get some softs on, go for the fastest lap, get the extra point. I think Smash is going as well. Yep, they're going off for the softs. Smash will go in as well. Right, Jamie stays out regardless of the wing. Especially because he's so far ahead of Bobinator, it doesn't matter. Kev, 21 seconds behind second. That's wild. But Duke is a second behind. Then you've got Emil, who's another second behind. Although that won't make a difference because of the time penalty that Duke's carrying. I am still curious to see how Duke broke his wing. That's the one thing I'm still really confused about. How did he break his wing? So this is the battle for third. Battle for third. You'd think that it'd be Emil's with these brand new soft tyres. He should fly past these guys. Oh my god. And maybe they get stuck. Oh my god, this is... Oh, where'd he go? Duke gets past, Emil gets past. Again, at the moment for Kev, he's fine. Duke, as it stands, Kev will take his 4th place back because of that time penalty. So Kev's just got to do all he can to stay with Duke, but he's got 5 laps on top of those tyres compared to the Duke's 13 lap tyres. Can he stay with him for the last couple of laps to secure 4th? So that's the real question. What time does the potato have? Oh, no, wait. There we go. Only 16 seconds. You got a speed in the pit lane, so you will win one of your ups and downs. Oh, Emil sideways. Emil is sideways. I caught the end of that. I have no idea what happened. As Black Lab picks up a free thing time penalty. It's not going to make a difference to his race. I just want to say fair play to Schmidty for not picking up a time penalty. I feel like this is the first time in a long time where Schmidty's had no time penalties. Can Sheepy Kev hold on? It's about to hit 2 seconds and he needs to hold on for 3. But he was going to finish 4th regardless because Emil was going to finish 3rd. But again, now this just looks like really bad for Emil going in and pitting for the softs when he could have just stayed out. All because of that spin. M. Dorling is now 3 seconds behind Messiah. Messiah has literally turned it on at the very end of this race. So, again, what do we expect? He is the reigning champion, Messiah. And he's been looking good this season. He missed 2 races earlier on in the season as well, and still looking good now. But then I think most of the cars around him have also missed the odd race or 2 as well. So I don't think anyone near the top's really had an advantage of extra races. As we enter the last lap, as Antonio gets a 3-second time penalty. It's about leaving it late. But we're on the last lap, lap 35 of 35. This race actually gone quite quick, to be fair. Kev is so close to just holding on. It's 2.8 seconds. 2.9. Can he do it? We'll cut back to him in a second. There's Messiah. We'll bring it round the second sector. He's now 6.4 seconds. I think M. Dorling knows that he wasn't going to catch up. But a really, really good race. Really good drive. Really good race. It's a shame about Emil spinning and Duke losing his wing. I'd be curious to see what could have happened if we had all 4 battling to the end. But as he comes around the last corner, Messiah. Why do we get this camera? It only shows this for the last lap. Give me this camera every lap. Messiah wins in Hungary. M. Dorling will come round, take second. Still very, very good. And it's points on the board. Duke, he's going to get 3rd. He's now 4 seconds ahead of Sheepy Kev. Duke will take 3rd, sorry. And Sheepy Kev, he's only just going to stay ahead of Emil for 4th. That's wild. As Emil goes through 5th, only just. We've also got Half President going through and Smash going through in 12th and 13th. Antonio started last, goes through 6th. Good drive from him. And Schmidty, no time penalties, and finishes 7th. Decent. Black Lab, not the best race from unfortunately, and time penalty as well. We'll put him in 8th. So Potato Aim goes through. So I'm trying to figure out where Potato Aim's going to finish then. He goes down to 11th. There you go, Oos. You only just got it. Did Kieran in low fuel mode? Don't know. Did you? Right, Oos ups and downs. You are now 12 and 16. Potato Aim finished in the bottom 10. but so also did Smash. So 12-16 going into next week in the Netherlands. Yeah, no complex curse this week. Right, so the race winner Messiah, fastest lap was Duke, driver of the day Antonio, most overtakes Antonio. Yeah, Antonio had a really good race to come from 20th to 26th, really good. And there you go, let me get all this information for Mickey. I don't think I did it in the quali. But there you go, there it is for... Don't know, didn't realise I was racing until the end. I was very lonely. Yeah, Kevin did look rough. But anyway, Messiah takes the win, Endall in second, Duke third. And hey, it's, again, still a long way to go. Next week we're in the Netherlands with a sprint. Again, double the points on offer. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully Mr. Usu back next week, because it is tough to just chat crap on your own for an hour and a half. But I appreciate everyone who joined. Please smash a like on the stream if you could. It'd much appreciated. And I will see you next week. Have a good one. And goodbye.